When you finally decide to walk away, something shifts that you might not see immediately, but they feel it deeply. It's like the silence you leave behind rings louder than any words you ever spoke. They were used to your presence, your attention, your energy, always being there. Even when they acted like they didn't care, you were the comfort, the reassurance, the validation that they didn't even realize they were taking for granted. But when you pull that away and go no contact, it shakes them at their core. Suddenly, the world they built with the idea that you would always be there starts to crack. They assumed you would text first, that you would check in, that you would watch their stories and show up when they needed you to. But now, you're gone, silent, nowhere to be found. And it confuses them because it means they no longer have the power they thought they had over you. It's not about love. It's about losing control, and that scares them more than they will ever admit. They start to panic, checking your profile, waiting for signs that you're still there, hoping you'll slip up and reach out. The silence becomes a mirror they're forced to look into, reflecting all the ways they took you for granted. And here's the part they won't tell you. It bothers them deeply that you have the strength to walk away while they need your attention to feel secure. They start to question themselves, wondering if they really lost something valuable, not because they see your worth now, but because your absence makes them feel worthless. They will send out small signals, a like on your old picture, a random, hey, just to see if you're still there, if they still have that hook in you. But you have to remember, their return isn't a sign of their love. It's a sign that your silence made them uncomfortable. And now, they want that comfort back. Stay silent. Let them feel it. Let them see what life is like without your energy. Let them miss you. Not so they can return, but so you can see how powerful you truly are when you no longer give your presence to someone who only valued it when it was gone. Let's be real. There are people who get into relationships, not because they want to build love, but because they want to feel control. They want to know that someone is always there, waiting for them, ready to give them attention whenever they decide to show up. It's a power trip for them. A quiet addiction to the certainty that they can do the bare minimum, and you will still stay, still care, still chase. But the moment you go no contact, that illusion they comfortably lived in shatters, and it terrifies them more than they will ever admit. Your silence removes the safety net they had. Suddenly, the messages they expect aren't there, the likes and comments they took for granted are gone. The attention they counted on to feel good about themselves has disappeared. That's when the reality they have been avoiding comes crashing down on them. They start questioning themselves, wondering why you haven't reached out, why you haven't reacted, why you aren't watching their stories or responding to their carefully crafted bait. This loss of control triggers their fear of losing their grip on you because as long as you were emotionally attached, they felt powerful. Without your presence, they are left with the emptiness they used you to cover up. That's why they send that casual, hey, text out of nowhere or watch your stories, hoping you'll notice. They might post pictures designed to get your attention, maybe with someone new, hoping to spark jealousy so you break your silence. But you have to understand, none of this is about love. It's about them testing if they still own space in your mind, if they can still pull you back with a small gesture, a single message, a glimpse of attention. The second you respond, they win, because you give them back the control they lost. And when they see they can still pull you in, they feel powerful again, and the cycle repeats with them treating you the same way they did before. This is why your silence is your power, and your discipline to stay quiet is the test they can't pass. When you pull away and stay away, You are taking back the power they believed they had over you, proving that their control was only an illusion. As long as you allowed it, let them feel that. Let them sit in that discomfort without giving them the comfort of your energy again. Just because they come back doesn't mean they love you, and this is where so many people get trapped in false hope. You need to understand that what they feel isn't love. It's withdrawal from the validation and comfort you used to give them without question. They're not missing you as a person. They're missing the way you made them feel about themselves. You were the one who listened to their problems, who supported them, who gave them attention when they needed it, who made them feel special even when they weren't giving you the same energy in return. They got used to the ease and warmth you brought into their life, and when you go no contact, you take that away, forcing them to sit with the emptiness they've been trying to avoid. They start to feel restless, anxious, and lonely, not because they suddenly realize your worth, but because their source of emotional supply is gone. That's when you get the "I miss you" texts, the random "I was just thinking about you" messages, the late night calls when they're feeling lonely. They want to check if you're still available to provide that comfort and reassurance that they're worth something. But here's the truth: if they truly valued you, they wouldn't have needed your absence to realize it. Real love is shown through consistency, respect, and appreciation when you are present, not when you leave. Their sudden messages are often nothing more than attempts to relieve their discomfort, not genuine attempts to build something real with you. Don't let yourself get pulled back into their cycle because you mistake their loneliness for love. Observe their actions, not just their words, because if they haven't taken accountability for how they treated you or made real changes within themselves, they will only come back to drain your energy again. You deserve someone who sees your value while you are there, not someone who only feels your worth when you are gone. Let them feel the discomfort of your absence while you focus on your growth, your peace, and your future. They had their chance when you were available. Now, it's your time to protect your energy and not let them back in simply because they're struggling without it. Have you ever noticed how quickly some people move on after you walk away, as if everything you built meant nothing to them? 1 minute they're acting like you were the problem, pretending they're relieved to be free, and the next they're posting pictures with someone new, looking like they've found the perfect love overnight. But let's be real. If they were genuinely happy, they wouldn't need to put on a performance for you to see. They wouldn't need to post stories designed to trigger you, hoping you'll watch, hoping you'll feel something, hoping you'll reach out. This isn't about love, it's about distraction. They're not moving on because they've healed. They're rushing to replace you so they can avoid sitting with the reality of losing someone who actually cared. The attention you gave them, the validation you provided, the emotional stability you brought into their chaos, it's all gone now, and they're scrambling to find it somewhere else so they don't have to face themselves. But distractions are temporary. The new person is just a placeholder, someone to help them avoid the silence you left behind. Eventually, the excitement fades, the novelty wears off, and they start to see that the new person isn't you. They realize it wasn't about who they moved on to. It was about avoiding the emptiness your absence exposed in their life. That's when the late night "I miss you" texts start appearing, the random "Hey, how have you been" messages, the sudden likes on photos they ignored while you were together. But don't confuse this for growth or love. It's regret, mixed with loneliness, a need to reconnect with the comfort you provided. By the time they realize what they lost, you'll have grown too much to entertain their confusion. Let them watch you move forward while they're stuck in the cycle of replacing you with distractions that will never match your presence. Your silence forces them to face the reality they tried to run from, and that's not your burden to carry anymore. Let them sit with that while you continue building the life you deserve. The hardest part about going no contact isn't ignoring the calls or blocking the messages. It's staying disciplined when they come back pretending they've changed. They will test you, showing up with apologies and soft words, reminding you of memories, telling you how they finally see your worth. They might say they've grown, that they've realized how much they care, that they're ready to be different now. And for a moment, you'll feel that old pull, that familiar warmth, the urge to believe them, to let them back and just to see if it could work this time. But you have to remember that your growth didn't happen by chance. It happened because you walked away and stopped giving your energy to someone who didn't value it. Your peace, your clarity, your new sense of purpose came when you chose yourself. Letting them back in without real evidence of change is how you lose that progress, how you end up in the same cycle that drained you before. Their words are not enough. It's their actions that matter, and even then, you need to question whether letting them back aligns with the man or woman you are becoming. Because if it doesn't align with your future, it's not worth entertaining, no matter how convincing they sound. Your silence and your distance are your power, and they will test that to see if you'll break. Don't give them that satisfaction. Let them wonder why you're not responding, why you're not watching their stories, why you're not reacting to their attempts to get your attention. Let them feel the consequences of taking your presence for granted. You don't owe them another chance to disrupt your peace. You don't owe them access to the energy you protected and rebuilt. No contact is about reclaiming your life and proving to yourself that you don't need someone who only realized your value after you left. It's about closing the door so you can walk fully into the future you deserve, unbothered, focused, and free. Let them watch you grow from a distance while they sit with the regret they created. Because your journey forward is far more important than any temporary comfort you'd get by looking back.